Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today we're going to be doing some Red Eyes Black Dragon test hands. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like in your name description every single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your Patreon. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So this deck is amazing now that we finally have the new Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon, which is such a powerful card for this deck, and it's so cool because it helps you get your copy of Red Eyes Black Dragon into the graveyard while also getting you a level 7 monster on your side of the field, which is just absolutely crazy. But you guys know it's dad rule number 1 that we've got to pile shuffle the deck or you run the risk of bricking. And also, if you guys would like to check out the deck profile used for this particular video, as always, for every test hand video, it is down in the description down below. But now that we got the deck pile shuffled, let's go ahead and see what we can do for our first test hand, because this deck is absolutely crazy. So we're going to go ahead and draw into a copy of Chaos Space. That's pretty good right off the bat. Dark Magician, we don't really want to see that in our hand, but that's okay. The new Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon, that's really good. White Dragon Wyvern Buster, and a copy of Black Metal Dragon. So even without any of these cards in our hand, we have full combo with this particular card, which is amazing. So let's go ahead and take a look at that particular combo. Don't even worry about the rest of your hand, just look at this card. So what we're going to do is normal summon out the copy of the Black Metal Dragon, link this card away, and this card is actually going to get us 2 searches, which is amazing. So we're actually going to summon out the copy of the Striker Dragon. I'm going to show you how you get 2 searches. This is search number 1, to be able to search out a copy from your deck to your hand of the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Then you're just going to banish from your side of the field the copy of the Striker Dragon to special summon out the copy of the Darkness Metal Dragon, use the ability to revive back your copy of your Black Metal Dragon, and then link these 2 cards away to summon the copy of the Hieratic Seal. Now, the amazing thing about this particular combo is your copy of your Black Metal Dragon is not once per turn. You can search as many times as you can send it from the field to the graveyard, which is really cool because now we get an additional search with this particular hand, which is really good to be able to do. And there's a lot of different options that you can actually grab from your deck to your hand. You just get to add any Red Eyes card that you want from your deck to your hand off that ability. Usually I would add the copy of the Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon, but since we already have that in our hand, we can grab something else like a copy of our Red Eyes Insight, which would be probably the best play in this particular scenario. So at this point, what we're going to do is activate the copy of the Red Eyes Insight to be able to search out a copy of Red Eyes Fusion for the follow-up next turn so we can make Dragoon. Then we're going to actually go in for more plays to be able to activate this card, but we forgot to send to the graveyard, so let's go ahead and send a copy of Red Eyes Black Dragon, because you do need to send a copy of Red Eyes Black Dragon off the copy of Insight to be able to grab that card. It says any Red Eyes card, but we usually send Red Eyes Black Dragon. So at this point, you do have the copy of the White Dragon Wyvern Buster in the hand, so you can banish from your graveyard the Black Metal Dragon to special summon it out to your side of the field. You can then activate the copy of the Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon to be able to send from your deck to the graveyard a copy of a normal monster, which is going to be the copy of the Red Eyes Black Dragon that we're going to send to the graveyard. And this is just really cool to be able to get that card in your grave because you still have 1 left for Red Eyes Fusion, which is what I wanted to double show you guys. Special summon this card out to your side of the field, and then you can just link these 2 away because we haven't locked ourselves into anything, and we summon out the copy of IP Masquerena. We then have the ability of the White Dragon Wyvern Buster that will go off and let us grab a copy of the Black Dragon Collapse Serpent from our deck to our hand. And then once we do that, we can banish our only light monster from the graveyard to summon the Black Dragon to our side of the field, which is really good because now we can use this to make a copy of Unicorn, which is really good to be able to make Unicorn because we do have something that we don't need in our hand, which is the copy of the Chaos Space that we can send to the graveyard because we already have the Black and the White Dragon. So we can just send that to grave to be able to spin it back and draw a card next turn. So at this point, what we're going to do is let our opponent do their thing, and we are going to use the effect of the Hieratic Seals to be able to stop our opponent in the turn, summon out a copy of the Red Eyes Soul, which is a pretty good card to be able to put on your side of the field with that effect. Then we have the ability of the IP Masquerena to be able to tag itself into a copy of Unicorn. Unicorn will let us discard our copy of Chaos Space because we don't need that card in our hand. And we're going to go ahead and get rid of our copy of Chaos Space to spin a card on the opponent's side of the field. So we have 2 spins with that particular interaction and 2 interruptions, which is just really cool. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to pass back over to us and we're going to draw for turn. We can activate the effect of our Red Eyes Fusion. We don't need the copy of Allure of Darkness, putting the copy of the Dark Magician in our hand and putting a copy of a Red Eyes Black Dragon from the deck into it. You can, instead of putting the Dark Magician in your hand into it, you can put a copy of the Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon, so you can summon out Meteor Black Comet Dragon, which is this particular card. You can put that card into it to be able to make that, but the safer play is to be able to summon out your copy of Dragoon, which is such a powerful card, and we do have a discard in hand as well. You can make Access Code instead, but since you activated the copy of Red Eyes Fusion, that is what you're locked into for the turn. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and swing with our copy of Dragoon, swing here, and then we basically just clean up the game like this because your copy of Dragoon is insane. We also have the ability, if you want to, with the copy of Chaos Space, since we do have a monster that cannot be normal summoned or set, you can put this card back into the deck to draw a card, put it on the bottom of the deck, and then draw a card by banishing the copy of Chaos Space. And once you do that, we're going to go ahead and shuffle up the deck, just revealing to you that it is actually the White Dragon. Put that on the very bottom of the deck, and then we draw a random card, which is the copy of Red Eye Soul, which can be used during the opponent's turn. If they do special summon something, we can send it to grave to summon a copy of a Red Eyes monster from the deck, which is such a cool ability about this card, to be able to instantly get a copy of a Red Eyes monster to our side of the field, which is going to help us out in the long run of things. So let's go ahead and go into the next test hand, guys. You can even use the Allure of Darkness if you want to, but it's just going to get you this in your hand, which is pretty big, but I really liked this particular hand to be able to just set up for later if you wanted to go in for plays. And you can also get a copy of Red Eyes Fusion if you want to, because you can banish this from the grave, or banish this to the graveyard, or banish it out of your hand off the Allure. And then you also have in the grave the copy of the Black Meteor Dragon that you can banish to be able to search a copy of Red Eyes Fusion, since it wasn't sent to the graveyard this turn, for follow-up next turn. So you have even more card advantage in your hand with this particular hand. So let's go on to the next one, guys, and show you guys just when you think you're done with this hand, you got more that you can do, which is what I love about Red Eyes, that there's just so many cool plays that you can pull off with Red Eyes. And it's just such a fun deck to be able to play, especially with powerhouse cards like Dragoon boss monsters. It's just super cool. You can summon out Flare Metal with the right hand. You can summon out multiple Flare Metals to your side of the field, which is just really, really cool about this deck, and I love it, especially being able to just dig into that. But you're mainly looking at the Dragon Link plays that you can pull off with this particular build with the Black Metal Dragon, and you can easily summon out multiple copies of Flare Metal in a single turn with the right setup, which is just really, really cool. So let's go ahead and shuffle up the deck and see what we can do for the next one. So we're going to go ahead and draw into a copy of the Return of the Red Eyes, Chaos Space, a copy of Red Eyes Fusion, Chaos Space, and hopefully we get a monster. We're going to get another Chaos Space. What in the world is with these Chaos Spaces? We have 3 Chaos Spaces. You guys saw me shuffle the deck. This is why you got to pile shuffle. This is why you pile shuffle every single time. So we're going to go ahead and activate Red Eyes Fusion. This is going to be pretty much the only play that we have to be able to activate the copy of the Red Eyes Fusion, send Dark Magician, send our copy of Red Eyes Black Dragon, summon out our copy of Dragoon, and then we set the copy of the Return of the Red Eyes, which this card does count as a copy of Red Eyes Black Dragon, since we did use Red Eyes Fusion to summon it, which is really amazing, because then during the opponent's turn, we can bring back a normal monster, and we control a Red Eyes, bring back the copy of the Red Eyes Black Dragon. And the cool thing about this is if you control a Red Eyes, except a copy of this card, you can actually target any normal monster in the grave and special summon it. So a really cool thing is during the follow-up turn, when we draw into a copy of Alternative, we can actually bring back Dark Magician off this card's ability, which is really cool, because it just says, if you control a Red Eyes monster, except Red Eyes Be Chick, you can target a normal monster in the grave and special summon it. Dark Magician's a normal monster, so you can then swing with this, or even make a copy of Flare Metal on the follow-up turn, which is super, super cool to be able to just instantly make Flare Metal with a Dark Magician. So we used the same materials and still made this, drawing into 3 Chaos Space. So let's go ahead to the next one and see what we can do, because as you guys can see, you do need to pile shuffle every single time that you play, because you will draw into hands like that where you just won't have exactly what you need. And it's very important to make sure that you do, because you don't want to brick. So just make sure that you guys are pile shuffling and make sure that you're going to draw what you need by pile shuffling out your cards, making sure that they're good and mixed up, and then riffle shuffle your deck to make sure that it's really good and shuffled to mix up those cards. So let's go ahead and see what we can do for the next test hand, because this deck is just really, really fun to be able to play. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle it up again and see what we can do for our next test hand. So we're going to go ahead and draw into a copy of the Blackstone Legend. We're already in a better spot. We have the copy of 1 for 1, which is already a copy of Black Metal Dragon, Alternative Black Dragon, Red Eyes Black Dragon, and a copy of Black Metal Dragon. See, we pile shuffled and we didn't brick. Just to emphasize it to you guys, it's very important to pile shuffle your deck. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to normal summon out a copy of Black Metal Dragon. We're going to link it away. We're going to summon out our copy of Striker Dragon. This is the main play that you're going to do with this if you open up Black Metal Dragon. Search from the deck. We still have more. We have even more plays than we did last time, though. Search out the copy of the Red Eyes Darkness Metal. We actually summon out the copy of Darkness Metal by banishing Striker Dragon. Revive back the copy of the Black Metal Dragon off the ability of your Darkness Metal Dragon. Then we can link these two away and summon out a copy of Hieratic Seal. This is the big play that you want to do to be able to get the Hieratic Seal on your side of the field and just line up your plays while also getting the effect of the Black Metal Dragon. Search any Red Eyes card you want from your deck to your hand. So we can even search out a copy of our Red Eyes Darkness Meteor, or Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon, which is such a cool card to be able to get out of the deck. So, with this particular lineup, we have some really good plays that you can actually pull off, because I love this card so much because it just says, if this card is sent from the field to the grave, add any Red Eyes card you want from your deck to your hand, which is so cool about this card. So, we're going to go ahead and special summon it out to our side of the field, which its level will be increased by 1 by sending a copy of Red Eyes Black Dragon from our deck to the graveyard, just to be able to set up for a copy of Flare Metal that we're going to pull off right now. So we're going to go ahead and use the ability to send another Red Eyes, tribute it, special summon out this, then use the 1 for 1 to tribute our copy of the Black Stone of Legend. And we're actually going to special summon out, funny enough, another copy of the Black Stone of Legend. We can then tribute off the copy of the Black Stone of Legend and then summon out a copy of a Red Eyes monster, which is really cool to summon out a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster. You can even wait before you tribute it. Well, no, you have to tribute it here. You have to tribute it here because you can only use either or effect of this card once per turn. So we're going to summon out the copy of the Red Eyes Black Dragon from our deck to our side of the field. Now that we have this on our side of the field, we can make multiple Flare Metals. This is actually level 7 because it has the ability to send a level 5 or higher null monster from your hand or deck to the grave, special summon this card with your hand, then increase its level by 1. So this is not a level 6, it's actually level 7 when it's on the field. So we're going to go ahead and overlay both of these into our first Flare Metal. We're going to go ahead and detach to the graveyard, summon out a copy of the Red Eyes Black Dragon. Go ahead and make our second copy of Flare Metal. We're going to make the ultimate rare right here. Actually, let's make the secret rare one because we have all the different rarities. We're going to go ahead and overlay into a copy of the second one, detach a material, summon out our copy of Red Eyes Black Dragon. Doesn't matter since we already had one in the graveyard. You can summon the one that you detach, which is fine. We're going to summon another one. If you have any Monster Reborn or Return of the Dragon Lords or anything, you can summon out the third one, which is really cool about this particular combo. So we're going to go ahead and pass over to the opponent. They're going to take 1,000 points of burn damage every single time they activate a card effect. If they can't get past this, we're going to tribute the copy of the Hieratic Seal to summon out a copy of the Red Eyes Soul from our deck. And once we summon out Red Eyes Soul from our deck, we're then going to let our opponent do their thing. If they cannot out this field, they're going to pass back over to us. We're going to draw for turn into Chaos Space, overlay both of these, and make the final copy of the Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. So you can make 3 in the deck, very easy, then just detach a material from this card and summon out to your side of the field the Red Eyes Black Dragon. We did have one in the graveyard, so you can do that, which is really cool. Now that's really amazing to be able to do, just to instantly get all 3 of them on your side of the field. You got 2 in the first turn, the last one in the third turn technically, because it was your opponent's turn for second turn. So on your second turn, you did get all 3, which is just really cool. This is usually enough. This one's just kind of like, you're already there, but you have the ability to summon him. Usually you just get 2, but you can get the third one just to do the extra burn damage, and then you just swing in, or let your opponent play their cards to just lose the game. So This is really, really cool. So guys, definitely give us a like for this one. You can even use the ability of one of them to bring back a second copy of Red Eyes if you want to, by detaching a material to bring back another copy of Red Eyes, because it is the follow-up turn. And you can summon out a copy of the Dark-Armed, the Dragon of Annihilation, which is such a cool boss monster to make on top of all of this, which is just really, really cool. If you guys didn't know, one of my tiers on Patreon is actually the Dark-Armed, the Dragon of Annihilation, so you guys should definitely check out the Patreon for all those really cool rewards. But let's go ahead into the next test hand and show you guys what you can do. We did summon out all three of them, which is just amazing about this deck. So let's go ahead into the next one and see what we can do for the next test hand. Let's go ahead and get the copy of the Hieratic Seal out of the graveyard, just to make sure that we don't shuffle in any of our cards. And this deck is just super fun to be able to play. I love this deck so much. All the different plays that you can pull off with Red Eyes is just super, super cool. And I know you guys have been requesting this one like crazy. Don't worry, I did see the comments and I wanted to do this one for you guys. I just wanted to make sure that I was play testing the deck just right so I can get this deck just right for you guys, because I wanted to show you guys what this deck can really, really, really do. So let's go ahead and see what we can do for the next test hand. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle the deck up and see what we can do. So we're going to go ahead and draw. I'm going to draw into a copy of the Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon. Another copy, again, this is why you pile shuffle. Red Eyes Insight, Red Eyes Fusion, we're going to be okay. And a copy of Black Metal Dragon. We get Black Metal Dragon, we're fine. So at this point, you have two particular plays you can go for. You can just drop the copy of Red Eyes Fusion and go for a copy of Dragoon. It's very fragile, because if your opponent does ash you, you basically stop there, which is really unfortunate. But you can just normal summon out the copy of the Black Metal Dragon and do the same thing that we were doing before, but you can activate this and go in for some really cool plays. But let's go ahead and do the safe play. We can do this on the follow-up as a really cool follow-up play. But let's go ahead and normal summon out the copy of Black Metal Dragon and then link it away for the copy of the Striker Dragon on our side of the field. And then the effect of the Black Metal Dragon will go off, grabbing from the deck our copy of our, let's see, the copy of the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. We can then use the ability, just like before, banishing this card, special summon off the ability, link these two away, and summon out seals, kind of the same way that we've been doing it before. Effect of the Darkness, or the copy of the Black Metal Dragon. To be able to use its ability to search any Red Eyes card we want from our deck to our hand, we can search out the copy of the Darkness Metal Dragon, which is going to be pretty big to be able to grab that card from our deck to our hand, because now we can actually use the effect of Alternative Black Dragon to tribute a monster in our hand, which is going to be a Red Eyes card, so we can tribute our copy of Alternative for Alternative, special summon it, special summon out our copy of our Red Eyes Darkness or Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon. I always want to call it Darkness Meteor Dragon. Sounds really cool. And we're going to use its ability, sending a copy of the Red Eyes Black Dragon to summon it to our side of the field. And once we do that, we can actually make a copy of, on our side of the field, a copy of our Flare Metal Dragon. So we went a little bit of a different route instead of just Dragoon. I know you guys want to see something a little bit different. So then we can use Insight. Insight's ability will go off, so we can make multiple Flare Metals on the next turn, and then we can bring out our copy of our Return of the Red Eyes. This is a key card because it activates every turn, which is really, really cool to be able to do, because it can summon back multiple cards. I love that about this card. We set this to our side of the field, and then we basically just go off, because we can now detach this from our copy of our Darkness Metal to be able to bring back that Red Eyes to our side of the field that we sent to the grave, and now we're set up. Because now we have our copy of our Red Eyes Black Dragon on our side of the field. So now we pass over to the opponent, and we let our opponent do their thing. We do have the copy in our graveyard of our different Red Eyes cards, which is really good. And we have on our side of the field the copy of the Hieratic Seal that we can tribute on the field to be able to turn into a copy of Red Eyes Soul. I like to bring out Red Eyes Soul to the field because it is a 2,000 defense point monster that can be helpful in the graveyard, which is really nice. And I really just like bringing it out to my side of the field. Then we just draw into the next turn, drawing into a copy of Black Metal Dragon, activate our copy of Red Eyes Fusion. We don't activate this because we don't have a normal monster, because this only brings back normal monsters from the grave. Activate our copy of our Red Eyes Fusion. And once we do, at this point, you can go in for something different, which we are. We're going to go ahead and send these two to the graveyard to summon out a different boss monster besides Dragoon. We're going to summon out our copy of Meteor Black Comet Dragon, which is amazing because the cool thing about this card is that by summoning out this, you can actually use the level 6, which is why this is level 6, to be able to summon out the copy of the Meteor Black. Now, the copy of the Meteor Black will then send to do burn damage, which is really good to be able to do. You'll send any of your Red Eyes cards that you want from your deck to the grave. This will do 1200 burn damage to the opponent and set us up for next turn with a copy of Return of the Red Eyes. We can then basically just swing in for game at this point, 24, 28, and 35, which is amazing to be able to do and just be able to end the game. You can equip this to it since it counts as a Red Eyes to boost this to 41, which is really cool because it boosted by 600 since it counts as Red Eyes Black Dragon since we summoned it with the Red Eyes Fusion, which is just really amazing about this card. Since we also have our copy of our Red Eyes Black Meteor, you can banish it to grab a copy of a Red Eyes Fusion from our deck to our hand, which is really good because that one was actually sent the previous turn, so we can just grab it from our deck to our hand. We can then pass over to the opponent. If we didn't OTK them, they'll do their thing. We'll go ahead and flip up the copy of the Return of the Red Eyes, summon back Red Eyes to our side of the field, and then we can just go in later for follow-up plays, draw them for turn, and then just swing for game. You can make multiple Flare Metals with this because as the game goes on, that's what's cool about this, is you can make multiple Flare Metals, detach, summon, which is really cool because we do have a Red Eyes in the grave. We're then going to overlay these two down here and summon out the last one. Detach, again, we already had that one in the grave that you saw. Summon out this one, and then we're set up for more plays. You then just swing in like this and you win the game, which is just amazing. So I think that's going to do for this one, guys. As you guys can see, you can summon out all 3 Flare Metals with this deck, which is super cool. I absolutely love this new card. This card is so good for Red Eyes. It's such an amazing card. It helps out so much for the deck. It helps you out in so many different ways, getting you a level 7 on the field, Foolish Barreling Red Eyes, Searching Red Eyes Fusion. This card literally is everything the deck needed, and it's just amazing how powerful it is. I just wish it was easier to get to it outside of Black Metal Dragon. Maybe we need a Rhoda for Red Eyes. That would probably really help to be able to just get a Rhoda for Red Eyes, to be able to just dig into the deck, to be able to get the exact card that you need so that you can go in for all of your different plays that you want to for this deck. But I think that's going to do for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad. And as always, for every test stand video, if you guys want to check out the deck profile, it is down in the description down below. But that's going to do for this one, guys. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.